Hey guys, Wraith calling. Thanks for stopping by the channel. Today we are on Kamaran. This is a Tier 8 game, and I'm in the Tier 7 German Heavy, the Tiger 1. And this tank is arguably still, I really do enjoy playing this tank. As you can see, there's a hammer in the foreground there. And I'm kind of looking at the map, and we're kind of spreading out a little awkwardly. Everybody's going down the 9-0 line. No one's really going in the center, and that island becomes key to winning this game, because from there you can fire on just about every position there is around the map. And right now the only guy going up there is a T-25-2, and he's not going to be enough. I've got to go up there and support him and see if I can give him some help. So I'm going to push on up. There's another heavy with me. He's behind me. I think it's the French. I think it's the Liberty. It's one of the Tier 8 French premium heavy. And I'm going to come up on this corner and just take a quick peek around here and see what I can see. And not much. There's an AT-7, but I really don't want to shout at them because of the building. I get spotted, so I'm going to back off. What I got spotted by was just on the other side of this hill there is a Carnarvon, and this was kind of a proximity spot. The island's got this little knob on the top of it, this little hill, and it's just big enough to where you can't quite get over it or around it very easily, but you can spot someone on the other side just by being that close to it. So that was a proximity spot from the Carnarvon. Don't worry, it's nothing sneaky. Unfortunately, everybody around on the enemy team knows where I'm at. There's an Artie, and you do see shots range again. The Liberty's going to come around and push on this Carnarvon. Now the Carnarvon does have a very good 20-pound gun, and he does have fairly decent armor. He's top tier. He should be aggressive, but he's got a weak lower plate, and I'll plant one in that lower plate. If I'd hit the upper plate, I probably wouldn't have killed him, but Artie comes and lays a big hit on him. And this is going to be the end for the Carnarvon. I'm going to come around here and get one more shot in on him, finish him off. Thanks to the Artie for that support. At least Artie's paying attention to what's going on over here. So now from here, from this position, when other team lights guys up, I can go up there and put some rounds into him. So the Tiger 1 is not really that much of a brawling tank. This is more of a sniper tank. It's a standoff tank. It was historically used that way as a defensive vehicle. It was not used very successfully offensively in big engagements. Smaller engagements, it did pretty well. But the advantage was using the big 88mm gun that the Tiger had could do a lot of damage at good range. It was an accurate gun, hit really hard, and at range the armor was pretty effective. So that's where you're going to be most effective, even in a game today with the Tiger, is keeping it range a little bit, keeping a little bit of distance. You got a pretty decent rate of fire. You've got fairly decent armor, although it's pretty square, so you're going to have to angle a little bit to make the most out of it. And the gun is pretty punchy and hits pretty hard. Not hard as the other Tier 7 heavies, but the gun is accurate, has good penetration. And the Tiger is very mobile for a heavy tank. It'll do 40 kilometers an hour. It's fairly agile. It's a decent gun depression. And it's kind of more the game version is not necessarily that historically accurate, but hey, it's the game. They built it up to balance it out a little bit against the other tanks. So here I'm just kind of spotting, and I got spotted, but I can see the IS and squeeze off a shot. Low roll for 209. This average damage on this gun's right about 220 to 240 on the average, so 209 was pretty low roll. And try to be patient. I don't like being spotted because Artie can range in on me, and there's another Tiger. I squeeze off a quick shot. Now the crew I have in this is a very good crew. This crew's got at least 6 skills. 6 skills, so it is a very good crew. It's very experienced. And I probably sat here a little too longer than I should have because of the Artie, so I'm going to back off. I got the building here behind me. I'm kind of between these buildings. There's this little ridge here in front of me, so I can go up and stick my hover and give a shot. I'm going to see if I can spot that heavy that was over here again. And the team is pretty much we're doing okay. We're actually up by 2. And that's not too bad. So I'm playing cautiously because there's still a lot of gameplay left. And there's T-43, the KV-4. The T-43 is what spotted me. The KV-4 is going to be a problem because the armor is good enough that some of the Tier 7 heavies have a hard time punching through the KV-4. They don't call it the KV Fortress for nothing. It's because that armor is just that good. As you can see, the way our team is deployed, at least most of them are on the 9890 line, which is fine, but there's no one really over here to do much. I do see the T-43, and I'm going to try to get some shots in on him. He's running fast. He does hurt himself falling off the cliff edge in the ravine there. There's the KV-4. Now I have his side, so as long as he keeps giving me his side, I can put rounds into him. Once he turns, I distract him. Now he's kind of got an angle. He's actually at a pretty good angle for me not to be able to penetrate him. So all I'm doing is tracking him. I'm hoping Artie's paying attention while I keep him tracked. And as long as I keep hitting him in the track, it'll keep reset. But unfortunately, I'm not penetrating him. I'm not punching through. So this has kind of got me a little worried. I get spotted again. There's a T-43. He's making a run across the field. There's a couple tank destroyers back at our base. That was the KV-4. Look how much health he shaved off of me when he hit me. He hit me hard, very hard. Took nearly half my health off. So I'm not fond of that. I'm gonna come up here. Now here I can sit and look through this little window, and I got a good view of the T-43. This is almost better than being hull down. I do manage to squeeze off the shot to finish him off. I do have to kind of be careful. I know the KV-4 is back there somewhere. I was trying to be a little cheeky there and get a shot through one of the other windows, but I got to be careful because Artie's still out there somewhere. T-25 too is being a little brave. They're getting up on top of the ridgeline and sitting there because there's another tank destroyer back by their spawn that can potentially see him. So the KV-4 is dumped down in that river. Now I got side shots on him. I can penetrate his side. I did. And then not been spotted, so I'm going to sit here and wait for him to stick his head up. So he pretty much almost can't cross that field without me seeing him. I mean, if he gets down to like K4, he'll be safe up to that point as long as he stays on that back edge. I mean, I may spot him, but I probably won't be able to hit him because he'll be so down low. But once he breaks up on that ridgeline there, I'll be able to put side shots in him and help cover our base from here. That's why I'm kind of sitting here. So no, at least the KV-4 is there. I don't know who else is really over there. And there he is. And his turret's very good. Now, give me the side of his turret, and this gun is pretty accurate. So I'm gonna give him one. And now the only time if he's turning that face and that turret toward me, and he's got a bit of an angle on it, so I don't know if I can pin him. And he's got the commander's hatch on top. You see, I bounced one off the top of his turret. Then I might be able to pin the commander's hatch, but he's such a far away, and it's a small target. But I know he's there, and I can't really abandon it, because if I abandon him, he can push on. And he got spotted again, so I'm just waiting. I can't put in the front of his turret. I'm not going to try. I do carry APCR, and I'm still not sure the APCR at this point will go through the front of his turret, so I'm not going to risk it. See, now he's in that divot that I told you about down there at the K line. He's in that little ditch, so I'm going to wait for him to come on up. I'm going to try to keep this bush between me and him. And I'm thinking about driving back across the bridge and going back there. Now, I did get spotted, and he was probably the one that spotted me. I'm still worried because they still do have Artie. The game is now tied 8-8. They managed to pull it back. We've lost our Artie, so my big gun fire support's wasted, and our team is kind of scattered. But I do have side shots on the KV-4. I'm trying to go for a tracking shot. That's what I'm trying to do, so I can pin him in place. So there's the tracking shot. And I'm going to see if I can't keep hitting him. Now, as long as he can't move, I keep him tracked and can do damage by tracking him, then I'm okay. He does get hit. One of the other tank destroyers does put a round into him. And I do get credit for the damage for it. It was probably the T-25 too. I am spotted, so I'm still worried. We managed to pull back now. It's 11-9. This has been a pretty close game all the way around. I know there's at least one guy back in his base somewhere. And that's an IS. So it's kind of an odd place that IS is camping base, but maybe I shouldn't be surprised. This is World of Tanks. Maybe tanks like to camp base because that's where they're needed. So now we're up 12-9. So I'm kind of curious. I saw the Artie range one out. I'm kind of curious as to where the tank destroyer is that was back there. But our team does not seem interested in pushing. So I know I get the spot hit for the IS. So I'm kind of going to work my way down this way a little bit I know the T-25-2 is going to kind of, he's covering me. I know there's other guys over there. I'm like, guys, he's over here. Can someone else move toward the enemy base? Can we do something? One of their tanks gets a kill, pulls it back. There's their heavy, tank destroyer. It's T-25-2. So I'm trying to keep an eye on him. I know the IS-2 is over there, and somewhere there is Artie. And that's the guy I'm kind of curious about. I can probably take one or the other. I can't take both of these guys on at one time. I will lose the DPM fight badly. So I do see the IS. He does fire. He does miss. I can beat his rate of fire. This thing does have a very good rate of fire. The IS is a very slow. I mean, the rate of fire on the Tiger is very good. It makes up for that low, full-blown damage. There's Artie, M44, hit me, shaved off a few hundred more XP, so I'm looking at the T-25-2. His armor is not that good. If I can get shots in on him, I'd be okay. So I want to kind of put the building between me and him so I can advance a little bit, get a little closer. He is kind of poking a ridge line. I am getting fire support in. I'm worried about Artie, so if I'm staying here, I can be Artie safe. Hopefully our guys continue to push in and do some good. And like I said, I'm just trying to keep him spotted at this point because I know he knows where I'm at. I'm unspotted, so I am going to push. And that's when, there he is, and there's Artie. So I'm going to back off. Artie's my bigger threat. Ooh, bounce one from the T-25-2. And why Artie's my threat is so he can do a lot of damage real quick. So I wanted to finish him off quickly before I pushed on the T-25-2, so it's just me and him. And I don't know that he's got the big gun because he's bounced 2-3 shots off me. No, he probably has the 90mm gun. So trying to get in and get the last one, and the Panther rams him, takes the kill. So that's it. That was a good game, guys. A little worried to start with because our team kind of left the whole side exposed there. But let's look at the final stats. It is a victory. I'll take a victory. ×2 bonus, pushing me over 6,000 experience. I got a couple missions in there. 3,300 damage, 1,300 assists. Only a first-class mastery. Has 17 penetration, 3 kills. That is a pretty good game. Gives me 2,000 base XP. So I cannot complain about that at all. That's a very good game. So as always, guys, thanks for watching. And as always, keep your powder dry.